Hello, stamping friends. It is a brand new year, and I hope it's a crafty new year for you as well. This is the best time to set an intention to be in your stamping studio every day this year, 365. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Today, we are going to be making a cool pop up shadow box card. This is especially fun because I'm using some beautiful designer series paper that I'm giving you your last chance heads up for. I'll show you, maybe. This beautiful fitting florets, maybe I'll show you on my stamping surface here. Let's do this so that you can see this gorgeous paper. This paper is only available now while the framed florets bundle, the stamps and the dies will be in the January-April mini catalog, which you'll love. I love the font and the florals on this one. The paper will not be. The paper will not be in the mini catalog. So if you want this coordinating designer series paper, make sure to get it before the 5th. Now, the 5th is also when celebration begins. So you may have to choose whether, or maybe do one order now or one order later. But this beautiful floral, you'll see it has like florals on one side and then gorgeous paper or a gorgeous kind of less busy design on the other side, which is wonderful because when you're working with bold florals like this, you want to have something that's large and then a print that is small and kind of muted, I guess is the best way to describe that. So you can see bold on one side and a small print on the back side. Love that. Okay, so what you're going to need today for this project is there you go. You will need a piece of designer series paper that is 6 inches. Oh, both of these are the same. A piece of cardstock and the designer series paper, 6 inches long, wide by 5.5 inches tall, a 4x4 piece of cardstock to cut a frame from, and an envelope. And then you can either fussy cut or use the dies to cut out a floral image from the paper. All right. And this, of course, you could use with any other paper that you want to as well. So tell me what is one of your creative resolutions or goals or daily, hopefully you've got a goal to be creative this year. Tell me what that is. All right, on both of these with the 6-inch side along the top of your scoring board, or just if you're doing it on your Stampin' trimmer, just remember that you want to do it coming off of the longest side. We're going to score both of these at 1/2 inch and 1 inch on both ends. So this one would be 5 inches and 5 1/4 inches. Same for this side. 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 5 inches, and 5 1/4 inches. All right, that's all the scoring we need to do. Oh, I'm going to drop my stuff on the ground. Grabbing we need the cut and emboss for one piece. Now, while the dies in this set are small enough to fit through the mini machine, we are going to be cutting a circle or an oval out of the large paper that we want to be flat. And this size does not fit. So I'm going to take my designer series paper and in between the score lines, I'm going to cut out about 2/3 of the way up my smaller oval. Let's get the top on there. And then while we've got the machine out, we'll cut the frame. go, Heather. Yeah, you so far you're 100% this year. You are meeting your goal. I love that. 100% of the days. So I've taken out, here's my oval out of the designer series paper. Then we're going to take our 4x4 piece of cardstock. This one is Blushing Bride. You could use whatever color you would like, and cut out the fancy oval, the fancy frame. I love it when you've met your goal on January 2nd. Let's keep it up every day this year. Okay, let's get some of this is the piece I need to keep. You can also use this on the back of it. I'll show you that in a moment. Okay, cleaning up trying to get all the little pieces out, shake it. You can poke it if you have a stylus or something to get those little pieces out. I'm just kind of rubbing them out. Next. Okay, here's our pieces. Here's our frames. Now I want to lay this on top of my white cardstock because we're going to stamp the greeting through that window. I am using Evening Evergreen, and this one is a birthday because I need some birthday cards for some of my team members this month. So we're going to stamp that right through that window like that. Wishes for a beautiful birthday kind of towards the top. Then one other piece of stamping, I'm going to have a little strip of this Blushing Bride as well. I'm going to stamp Celebrate on that. Okay, we're moving right along. This is actually, it's a wow card that's pretty simple. Let's do a little bit of folding along our score lines. I folded both of the sections back or forward on this one. And then, oh no, I need to fold them back. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Put all of our pieces off here. Fold them back towards the back part of the design and then fold the second one forward. So it's kind of a Z like that. You have to start somewhere. You're right. Start on January 1st. Again, folding both of them back and then the 1/2 inch one forward again. So it looks like this. Got it? Okay. Now the same thing is we're going to do this way. This side, this time it is coming forward. And then that second score line is folding back. It's kind of like an accordion. So I'm folding both of them forward, using my bone folder to get a nice crisp edge, and then one back. So you've got it like this and like this. And when we put them together, look at that. It's going to be like this. And then it does actually fit into an envelope. So never fear. I'm glad you get a chance to be in you must have the day off. Does the city take off the first Monday after the new year? Heather, that must be a good thing. I'm glad you get it. I'm finishing my swap cards actually for my team swap that is due this weekend. Having a fun time. Almost done with them. Okay, I put a little tear and tape on that last 1/2 inch. We're going to expose both sides. Get your cover off. This is the tricky part. You want to make sure that you put the oval, the peekaboo window, where you can see through it, and then line it up with one edge like that. Press it down flat, and if you just kind of hopefully have it all the way over here flat. Then see how this kind of wiggles like this? Super easy. Super easy. Wonderful. Yes, because the holiday did fall on the weekend. So you can see that you can push in these edges like this, and it is going to fit into your envelope flat. Woohoo! We're not done because we're going to do some embellishing, but you've got the basic idea. So there it goes, fits in your envelope. It's a little bit smushy, but it folds flat, so it shouldn't require any extra postage. Okay, so there's our beginning. Let's put our frame around here. I need a piece of paper underneath me so I don't get a piece of scrap paper so I don't make a mess on my table, which is very much like me. Okay, so we're going to this frame is a little bit larger than the smaller oval. So I'm going to just kind of do most of it around the outside edge, most of my glue, so that it does not glue to the back side, does not adhere to the back side of our card, making it so it doesn't open. So I'm just going around the outside with a little liquid glue, and it's to the very end of it. Good thing it kind of... Now don't worry if you've got a little extra glue on your card. This dries clear, so it should be just fine. Looks like I've got one or two little dots that need to come out still because it was a little... Wipe your fingers there. I'm going to make my card lay flat while I'm putting this on, attaching my frame. I like the liquid glue because it does kind of move a little bit if you need it to. Okay. Wiggle around it. We've got that pretty frame on there. Now we'll add, this is our spray of flowers. Now again, I don't want to put any adhesive right here where it would hold on to the back of the card. So I'm going to put some dimensionals right here on the foliage, on the edge, where I know it won't attach. It looks like I even got a little tiny piece down here. I can put a half of a dimensional on. So then make sure that that's down here far enough. There's our pretty foliage. We've got our little celebrate, since we've got all of the celebration going on. I want to cut this down just a little bit more to be a very small addition. Then one of my goals last year was to learn how to cut or how to tie a double bow. Let's see if I've learned. So I'll take a little length of baker's twine, and I want this to be small, so I'm going to keep my fingers kind of close together. I need a little tail for the end of my bow, and I'm going to wrap it around, keep my fingers close together, wrap it around the top of my first finger, and then interweave it in between my two fingers like that, and do it twice. And then with this side that just came over the top and under the bottom of my bottom finger, I'm going to put it over through there and around so that it comes all the way around, and then tie. I know that is difficult. Hopefully you could see that, but I can now. The tricky part is to tie it into a knot. Then you can take your two fingers out. Thanks to Tammy Wilson for teaching me this little trick. But there you go, a double bow. You can do a triple bow or a quadruple bow, however you'd like to do that. But I just think that was one of my goals. I'm like, that is so cute. How do they make it so perfect every time? So I've learned, got to practice on a couple of things that I helped my mom with. Okay, I'm going to put that bow right there with a glue dot. So we'll take our bow and touch it to the glue dot, squish it down nice and firmly. Attach it right there. Then we'll just use the edges of our dimensionals to go behind the greeting, leaving space for the knot of our bow in between. Look at that. So cute. So cute. Now, we have the front done. You can leave, you can squish it together, put it into your envelope like this, or we're going to turn it over and use the piece that we just cut out. We could also use this on the back. So let's see. We're going to use another one of our stamps. Let me wash this one off. It's good to have options to put on the front of your card or the inside of your card, or in this case, the back side of your card. This one says, "So lucky to call you friend." So we can add that to the back of our card and not even have anything wasted. And then you can write right there. Here's the front right there. So cute. I love him. One other thing I was going to do really quickly. No naked envelopes, right? No naked envelopes. Let's stamp our envelope with one of the floral stamps. I'm just using all of the same ink color today, so it's not very hard. There you go. See how pretty that is? Just in the outline. You don't have to color it in or anything. Okay, let's bring in our finished card and envelope so you can see that. Look at that. Now, when we're ready, you just smush the sides in like this and slide it into your envelope. Wahaha. Now, you'll have to be careful as you're sliding it in not to catch any of those pieces that we put on dimensionals, but there you go. Look at that. What do you think? All right, if you're watching this on replay or on YouTube or wherever else that you are catching me, make sure that you leave me a comment. Tell me how you like that idea. Oh, and I wanted to show you, I remembered I made another one of these with a sneak peek. This is one of your bonuses for staying with me till the end. This one I made with the Adorable Owls Celebration stamp set that will be available, one of your choices, on January 5th through the end of February for celebration. Free with a $50 US order from my Lonnie.stampinup.net, LONI.stampinup.net. And here is that same idea using little owls in a tree. I love the fun paper. This is another paper that you only have a moment to get. It is from the Host Celebrate Everything stamps, designer series paper. And it is this one that's on the back of this paper. This blue checkered paper has some cool wood grain paneling. And that was my cute little owl version of the same card. Isn't that fun? All right. I hope you have a fun time recreating this. Thanks, Barbara. I am glad that you enjoyed it. Glad that you had a fun idea. Take this and run with it. Show me, share your version. Take a snapshot and put it in the comments below. It's a Monday. Got to get my words going. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back on next Monday.